Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share the messages that I get from Spirit and from all of your higher selves that are helping us on this journey to unconditional love, love the journey, love of each other, back to the soul group, that are most definitely helping us back into our divine unions. And so I do divine love healing, and I can connect to your souls and get you the messages that your souls want you to know to put you on your highest path. And I see everything like a film, and so I give you a write-up of everything that I see, and you receive a healing, you receive the write-up, you receive a 3-card angel read, and you also receive a guided mantra. And when you repeat the mantra, it aligns your energy. So I'm connecting to your soul and your twin soul and getting you the messages that you need to help you put you on your highest path. And so it's about releasing fears, anxieties, worries, and moving more into the heart space. And the heart space is where your connection with your twin is. And so if you would like that, then I am doing a special at the moment of £20 only. As well as that, I do a Divine Love Crystal Grid, and it uses pieces of rose quartz. And when you meditate with the rose quartz, it sends unconditional love to you and your twin and out to raise love and light on the planet. So it's about grounding the energies of as above, so below, bringing spirit into matter, spirituality into your reality. Because if you're a twin flame, I'm sure that you have connections with your twin flame on the in the spiritual, right, on the soul level. But it's about using that and helping to ground that into your physical reality, because it's all about bringing unions and reunions into our actual home, right? Actually grounding them into our physical reality. All right, and so the message for today is coming from a few different people's healings, again, to get these messages out, which is just so great. So I did a healing for a lady yesterday, and she's come to me for a few healings. And the first one that I did was back in, I think around Christmas time. But she said that the first healing that I did was around, I saw the hummingbird. Now, she sent me an email yesterday just as I had taken a picture. Sorry, one sec, hang on. Just as I had walked past, oh, I love that. You can make that up. Look at that, people power. But I had just taken a picture of this, the hummingbird. So I knew that this was going to be a message, because as soon I had literally just taken the picture of it, and then she sends me an email about the hummingbird. So I'm like, okay. So the hummingbird, just the message is always actively seeking the sweetest nectar. They remind us to forever seek out the good in life and the beauty in each day. The prime message of the hummingbird animal totem is the sweetest nectar is within. Hummingbirds are also a reminder how we expend our own energy. So this is all about, realizing that the journey is all about going within, because this is the gift that your twin soul gives you, right? It's all about finding your inner joy. And then once you find your inner joy, you can kind of sit back and relax, right? Because you can, at the moment it's super intense. The longing for wanting that physical contact is huge. I'm not going to deny it. Like yesterday, I was guided again to revisit lots of places that I've been with my twin to reset the energies there. And I was writing in my journal, and I really felt that, like, the pull of my heart was just really strong. And so of course you're one energy body. So of course, if they're waking up to what this is, and they are waking up to that feeling of their heart, then no wonder we're feeling it, right? Because they are waking up to what this connection is, or they're waking up to their heart and releasing ego fear, right? Which is why it's so important to concentrate on yourself at the moment and do things that make you feel good, because that pull of the heart is going to be inevitable. Because you can't help it. You're one energy body. So of course they might be thinking, God, what have I been doing these last years? Why have I wasted so much time? And all of that sort of stuff. But of course they had to go through their journey too, and their lessons, right? And it's just as we have. That's why you have to think in these unions, right? It is already done. One thing that really made me realise that yesterday is, I remember when I first met my twin, he asked me if I wrote a journal. And I thought that was quite an unusual thing to ask. And because at the time I didn't. And he just said, oh, and I was like, why do you ask me that? And he said, oh, I just thought you'd be the person that did. And of course, that was because his soul knew that I wrote a journal about him, right? So that's why it really made me think yesterday, actually, yeah, it is all done. We've done it. I mean, so that's why you just need to follow your heart and trust that your union will happen at the right time for you. Because there are many things now, reflecting on what my twin has said to me, about, like that example of the journal, lots of things that he said that now I'm thinking, oh my God, that's because on a soul level, he already knew that we'd been together in this life, right? So that's why you can, if you are a twin flame and if you've been brought together to meet already in this life, it is because it is your destiny to come together again. And if you can manage your own energy, look at it as a journey of self-discovery, right? The more you go into this journey and the more you find out through healing, through meditations, through everything, it is such an amazing journey, because at every single step you learn something about your connection, you learn more about your soul paths together. That's what happens in the healing. It could be a past life that I'm shown. It could be, a representation of this life that I'm shown to show your energies. It could be anything. But all of that information enriches you in knowing who you are as a soul, right? And that's what we need to remember, that all of this time that you're not together in the physical, you are together because you're guiding each other back to each other. And that journey back to each other is a journey of self-discovery, of discovering who your souls are together, what pathway you've taken together, which explains then how your behaviors in this life have mapped out, right? Like I said, I've been doing a lot on my own healing around Atlantis. And I've done 6 or 7 times to this one particular lifetime. And every single time it uncovers something else. And so now I'm piecing together the jigsaw, and I can see exactly why my twin and I have reacted to certain things in certain ways, which at the time I just thought, that's odd. But now I completely understand it, right? Because every single thing that you do is because of something that has happened in the past. And you're subconsciously doing it. You don't know. You're just acting out on whatever has happened. So that's why, take the time when you're not together as time to really delve deep into your soul paths and what's happened. Because it enriches you. It basically opens your eyes to everything. So anyway, just that was a bit of a... But here, the hummingbird meaning is appearing out of nowhere. The hummingbird springs joy in the heart, and there is magic in the air in this moment of fleeting serendipity. Iridescent colours shimmering in the breeze. She pauses mid-air to drink in the sweet nectar that the flower so generously provides her. Hummingbird is a symbol of all things good. So that's what you have to know, that... the hummingbird, the sweet little bird of joy, ever so dainty and beautiful. The hummingbird symbolizes great courage, determination, flexibility, and adaptability. This little beauty is only a few ounces in weight, yet has the courage of a lion. Indeed, size is of no consequence. Hummingbird is a totem of fearlessness and represents lightness of being. Hummingbird, so eloquent, reminds me of Elton John's song Tiny Dancer, and I can't help but be in awe of this bejeweled tiny dancer in every way. Which is perfect, right? Because that's what we are. You've got to be light of heart, light of spirit. And then, everything will come to you, right? Because it is your destiny to be together. So I'm just going to share, because, this is why this journey is, again, so amazing. Because the lady that sent me this, which is why I knew the hummingbird was a message today, I'm just going to go to the hummingbird here, is because she says... This journey really is amazing. I get blown away by all the things. Whenever I see something now, I just laugh out loud. Back in January, when you did my first healing, there was a hummingbird and an oak tree. Days later, while I was walking on the beach, I saw a woman standing that had a tattoo by her lower back of a hummingbird. And not only that, because it can and always will get more mind-blowing, the hummingbird was sucking in on a freaking infinity sign. And on the same day, I went to get coconut water after my stroll, and there was another woman in front of me waiting in line with a tattoo of a tree on her right rib and another tattoo of an infinity symbol on the back of her head. I was like, oh my God, unbelievable. Another out of my mind sync with a hummingbird was about 3 weeks ago when I decided to watch a movie about Jesus called Last Days in the Desert. I guess with Ewan McGregor, and by the end, when Jesus is on the cross, look at this, when Jesus is on the cross, a hummingbird shows flying in front of his face. I started crying so much. I had the feeling that the culmination of the first healing really happened right then when I saw that movie. I was still trying to make, I also saw an oak tree with ivy around it. And she says it was amazing really that owls and cats have been our thing since we met. And I saw in her healing the owl and the pussycat. And the fact that the owl sings to the pussycat, my twin loves to sing and sings beautifully. In fact, he took me to a karaoke on our second date. Well, you see, this is what happens with the healing. So I saw the hummingbird in her healing, and then after that, she watches this film. And of course, that's what happens because the healing, your soul gives you the information that you need to know. But it's a continual then journey of more and more signs that the universe and your soul wants to give you to keep unveiling your path, right? To keep you on your golden path. Because the healing is just one, you know, if you think of the healing, it just lifts off one part of, you know, if you're covered in shadow, it lifts off a little bit of shadow to let a bit of light in. And then the healing will carry on because you've let that little bit of light in. The universe will keep giving you more and more pieces to let you let more and more light off. And the more healing you do, you let more light in, right? And it unveils your pieces of your jigsaw, which is why the healing just opens the doorway, right? It opens the doorway so you can get more and more and more signs, which is why it's such a beautiful thing, which is why there's so much about you've got to enjoy the journey because, you know, this journey is quite remarkable, right? So not everyone is lucky enough to experience this. So you have to look at it like that, rather than looking at it like the lack of it, right? The lack of them being physically with you. Because look at it for the magic that it is. Over the last few days in people's readings, I keep pulling the enchantment card, right? Because it's about looking at it through the eyes of a child and see the wonder and enchantment in your journey. Really relish all the signs and the symbols that the universe is giving you, because that is where the magic is. And then trust that the universe has your back and will bring it to you in the perfect time. All right, I hope that helps. If you want to come to me for healing or to join the Crystal Grid, please do. I'll be back with another message in a minute. Bye.